Update 1, 16 January to this 22nd January. Launched a new campaign, sent about 394 connection requests from the past 7 days. Got about 53 new connections, which is a 13% acceptance rate. Yes, that's really bad. Anything less than a 20% acceptance rate means something is broken, which means I had to figure out what the problem was. So these are the steps I took. I examined the lead list, looked at my sales nav search, and realized that there could be two things wrong. One being the users aren't active. They didn't like post in the past 90 days. People who are active on LinkedIn are the most likely to accept your connection requests. What I found is the sales nav search was turned on to active users, so everything was fine on that side. Another thing could be the fact I enabled third degree connections. I usually suggest only targeting second degree connections, but I have two LinkedIn accounts, so it made sense to do both second and third degree connections for me. But even of targeting second and third degree connection, it should have been at least around 20% to 25%. So everything on the lead targeting was fine. The next step I had to take, I had to examine my profile, specifically the tagline and the profile pic. The tagline was clear. I examined exactly what I had to do and how I add value. The profile pic was a clear headshot of me smiling. Then the last thing I looked at was my software. The sequence was fine. The view profile, like post, and send a blank connection request, which left me perplexed. I was like, everything is fine. Why is my acceptance rate so low? Then I noticed I had a tracking issue. The new connections weren't being tracked properly, hence the poor acceptance rate result. So I contacted the software partner and hopefully they can fix it in the next week or so. So my next update, it will be a lot better. In the time period, we started 48 conversations. It's great. That isn't great. We need to be having about 80 to 100 new conversations per week. This is due to a low acceptance rate. We got about 12 replies, which is a 25% reply rate, which is healthy. We launched a new offer with new messaging, so it's a bit too early to tell if it's working. We will know if the messaging is working within the next 3 weeks and if the offer makes sense. Then we also started closely examining positive reply rate. Then we will start examining the positive reply rate and meeting booking rate. We want to target a 7% positive reply rate and a 2% meeting booking rate, which is basically 1 to 2 calls a week. In terms of content, started posting content again, posted 3 times during this week: Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. My impressions for the week were about 1,224, with a 565% increase from the previous week. I didn't post in a while. That's why it's so high, the increase from the previous week. So that's the reasoning. The initial goal was about 20 likes per post. I'll explain later how I made that a reality. The first content format I want to test is the live POV. Basically, me as a person slash being a human being with a bit of tactical content baked in. This content is basically just text and image. I like the image aspect of my, like, just me living my life, so I treat it like a set. For example, on Friends, they have like the coffee shop. On the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon and Leonard has the apartment. So the images and the text reflect that, taking people into my reality, basically, type thing. I have two other content formats I still want to explore, which is the business and the strategist POV. The business POV will be text and video, where I'll share like current business experiences, good and bad, in the form of updates. This is basically it. That's really meta. This is like Inception, a post within a post within a post. I think I just broke the fourth wall of this one. Then the next thing I'll be testing is the strategist POV, which will just be text of a GIF where I share in-depth breakdowns in terms of how businesses are using different attention and retention and monetization mechanisms, where the other two POVs are designed more from a personal experience, and this POV will be done of other business owners specifically. This week we posted 3 pieces of content, with an average of 34 likes per post. The goal for next week would be about 35 to 40 likes per post. Okay, this is how I created a strategy that ensures that I consistently get likes and engagement. I identify people who have the same target ICP as me, but different services or similar services myself. This is my core audience. This audience is kind of designed to ensure my engagement remains high, because these are the most people that's most likely to engage with me, like people in my space. With time, I'll start to engage more of my Dream 100 clients as well, with the goal of building a relationship with them. So if I engage with their content, their audience will also see my content. So these are people that, yes, I won't directly like try to pitch or prospect them, but these people will be more valuable for their specific network in their audience. So if other people in their audience see them engaging with me, that boosts my post as well. So it's kind of a cooler thing you can do, which basically means my content will be distributed to their audience as well. That's literally how my engagement grew so fast, and I plan to increase the engagement of my core audience and expand it to my ICP as well to help me monetize. So yeah, as you can see, these are just three of the posts that I posted. Lifestyle POV type content with some bits of nuggets inside the content. Additionally to that, the top. Let me just quickly break down the top performing post. So the top performing post got about 45 likes, 483 impressions. It's a live POV post. The hook is super specific in time and place. It's story led. People like basically everyone loves a good story. It's short, punchy sentences make it understandable. A lot of white spaces make the content skimmable, showing thoughts about the industry in a digestible way that even if you're not part of it, you can still like get the gist of what's happening. Yeah, it had my opinion. It had no CTA, strangely enough. More of a top of funnel type of post, as you can see over here broken down the post. You can see the formatting, short sentences, white spaces, very specific with having like a number or something in there as well. So I just put that down with some short little nuggets in terms of discipline and getting leaps of things like that. So yeah, basic LinkedIn post. I hope that made sense, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Cheers. Bye.